Oh yeah, we back with another episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist. To start off 2024, well, Kevin Hart has a lot on his plate. See, he has a brand new lawsuit where he claims that his ex-assistant
handled like some of the checks I issued, those email high-end clientele. Okay. I pretty much did it all.
Who did an interview with Tasha K, has tarnished his name and his career.
Kevin, this is a beautiful woman now.
She's gorgeous.
She actually looks better than Nico.
As he claims that the interview is full of lies and claims that will continue to ruin his character.
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
This isn't the first time Tasha K's been sued, because she was sued by Cardi B for defamation of character. Only time will tell if this interview will or won't be scrubbed from the internet.
People on the internet talking about me. It don't matter. Like, it is what it is. Everything that I've reported on, you pretty much co-signed.
Ex-assistant Maisha claims his cheating allegations.
Kevin, I don't know if he had a gambling problem at the time, but from what they were saying, like, he would not stop cheating.
Yeah, and he still won't.
His car crash.
Kevin was drinking and driving.
And other claims of which may or may not have taken place.
Kevin and Nico was swingers. Did you know about that?
You be the judge. Kevin Hart went on to say that Tasha K, before releasing the interview, asked for $250,000 in attempts to blackmail him, telling him that if he paid the money, the interview would never see the light of day. Instead, he chose not to pay the money. From what we were told, he called the police, called his lawyer, and she pressed the button to release the interview shortly after that.
Did you see the tape?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I was like, this is awkward. It was just strange. And then to, see that and to see him come in and act like everything was totally normal as if the world didn't see this. Because I watched it and I was like, I'm not impressed.
I know nobody was. No, I don't think anybody talked about Kevin Hart. Be like, oh, okay, you got something you working with. It didn't give that energy at all. Right. And I was like, poor Nico. Right. But
I'm pretty sure after Kevin was sitting there with his head in his hands, he was wondering why he didn't just pay the money. Now it's been aired out. A lot of the stuff that he probably wanted to keep quiet was aired out.
And I was like, I think he can't do a long stroke because he's short and it'll slip out, and he tired of putting it back in, so he just stay real close, and that's when you get the short. So Kevin wasn't giving me, big energy at all. But
like I said, whether or not she asked for the money, I don't know. Maisha went on to say that Kevin had lied in the past about other blackmail allegations from other people prior.
Popular comedian and actor claims someone tried to extort a reported $10 million by threatening to release the tape. But Sabag says she knew nothing about the plot.
I was involved with Kevin Hart a month ago. Since then, my pictures and my name have been released with lies written about me.
There was a video that came out with Kevin Hart he blamed his friend for, and that Kevin lied about the blackmail inside of that case.
Kevin Hart had a liaison at that Cosmopolitan Hotel in 2017, and it turned out that the act was secretly recorded. Kevin said he didn't know anything who recorded it. She's saying that's not true. She's saying he did.
You gotta remember his former friend, JT Jackson, was arrested for extortion.
I know lies lie, and if it didn't happen then, it probably didn't happen in another instance. You be the judge.
Was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan JT Jackson, where he was charged in the case. And JT Jackson has recently been found not guilty, and those charges have been dropped against him.
Kevin was supposed to apologize to JT, so that video that you see of Kevin in his car, and he's stating that, I had a friend who did me dirty and I heard all the charges were dropped. All the charges were dropped against JT, but they weren't dropped against Kevin. So if you looked up the case, there was still a pending case against Kevin and Monica, which was at the Van Nuys courthouse.
But why did Kevin have charges?
Because can I use the word allegedly? he had charges because he was the one who filmed the tape. If you look at the video, Kevin starts off the video, he's filming himself. Kevin filmed this, and
this part never hit the public.
No, and
he had charges along with JT. So basically,
because it was covered up, and Kevin almost lost so many endorsements because of it.
From what we know, Kevin's ex-assistant was with Kevin from 2017 to October of 2020, where she would make around $30,000 annually and be provided health insurance. Says in the interview that is pretty much kind of what she got paid, and she was provided that for the next 3 years after she quit.
How much would he gamble? Give me a number per hand. What the hell? What is it?
I know it was over $1 million. Because I know he borrowed some money from Dave Becky one time, who was his manager.
$1 million?
Mm-hmm. He gambles big in his poker. His game is poker. He was like, oh, okay, well, you think you can come get me? I was like, why? Where are you? Where's Inigo? And he was like, she can't figure out where I'm at because she'll be upset because she knows, how he gambles.
So when she stepped down, it was in 2020, and here we are in 2024. So it's about 3 years later, and let's just say those payments ran out and that health insurance kicked out. So, sure, the way she sees it is that NDA that he probably had her sign is null and void, considering how she is no longer getting paid for it.
So the cheating, what have you witnessed besides everybody seeing the tape? What have you witnessed, though, personal assistant?
I witnessed, there's a blonde girl who has this pretty curly hair. She's light-skinned, skinny. I think she's probably black and white, black and Spanish or something. And he told his designer that he needed a new couch. And I told his designer, I said he needed a new couch because he wanted to fuck on his couch. That's what he needs it, because the one that you got in there is not comfortable enough to be pounding some cheeks. That's why he needs a new couch. Now,
we also know that Kevin Hart is taking shots from other individuals. You see, other than Maisha, his ex-assistant, Cat Williams, he's been throwing blows too. And we know Cat's been throwing blows at everybody. But Cat had this to say about Kevin.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
Kevin is still waiting for the judge, as I said, to rule in his favor. The judge is probably waiting on a call from upstairs or somebody else to tell the judge, well, when Kevin finishes his rituals, we'll be more than happy to rule in his favor. But until then, these scandals are going to continue to pop up and come out.
Last month's car crash involving Kevin Hart.
Kevin switched seats.
Correct.
And then that person, I guess, went to the hospital and stuff like that. But in order to avoid getting a DUI, it was reported that, he basically switched seats and paid the guy to take the rap for drinking and driving.
Correct, $4 million.
But
paid him half and half.
So how did you know about the transaction, though?
So the walls were paper thin. I was eavesdropping. I put my ear to the wall. They were discussing the terms and stuff. And I heard $4 million. And he already had paid him half. And he was coming into the office to get the rest. He did come in with a backpack. He had on a white shirt and some black pants and a black backpack. He was in to get the rest of it in cash, not a check. As I have my ears pierced to the wall, Kevin's security guard, Daniel, walks in, and I fall to the ground, and he's like, what you doing? I was like, nothing. He said, you eavesdropping, huh? I said, I was eavesdropping. He said, you was ear hustling. I said, I sure was. He said, did you hear? I said, hear what? He was like, why he's here? And I was like, no, what did you hear? And he said, he's here to collect the rest of his funds. I said, no, but what did you hear? He said, because he was driving, so he took the fault for Kevin, so he's here to collect the rest. He was like, everybody knows that. He was like, and you, the inside person, everybody knows that. I said, well, you basically just told me everything, but I just heard that same thing through the wall.
As we know, that this lifestyle comes with a little bit more than what they broadcast and show. What I need you to do is let me know what you think about her comments. Do you feel as though he has paid somebody else to take the fall for the crash? Do you feel as though those cheating allegations, we know they were true. He went on and he admitted that they were true.
I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. Hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids.
Do you feel as though the new girl that he's been cheating with looks better than his baby mama? Not the first one, because we know that ain't true. But I need you to go ahead, hit those buttons, the like, the subscribe. You know the buttons. Hit them, leave a comment on what you think. Do you think this is tarnishing Kevin Hart's career? As, let's be honest, he just had Netflix #1 movie just pop up. So I really don't think this is hurting his career as much as he'd like to say. I think there were several other things in the past that have hurt his career more.
He really lost endorsement deals with the Oscars. That's when his endorsement deals got lost. And he refused to apologize. That's the only reason why he did apologize.
And lost his Oscars deal, and you know, so what endorsements did he lose behind that though?
He lost his Nike contract, which was a huge contract, and I was mad at Nike because we would get free shoes.
Thank you for checking out another episode of The Twisted Tea, where we come to bring you the news with a twist.